You want me to open? You want to open?
It might do I got too much light on me?
Am I too red? I took a shower and I kind of trimmed up a little bit of the facial hair before the show. I came down here 5 minutes before the show and I'm like, I look like a tomato. So I went in the bathroom. I'm like trying to like cold water and you look fine.
Speak.
You know what's funny? I want to mention it now because I don't think we've mentioned it before. But if you don't stick around, like the Marvel movies, we do have outtakes after. We don't have hints at when Thanos is going to show up on our next episode or when the Eternals are going to show up or whatever. But we do have outtakes. So if you've been missing them, we pretty much have them on almost every single episode. Is the outtakes after you see the like and subscribe notification at the end. So, all right. So let's kick this off, huh?
Go ahead.
Welcome to another edition of
Dude, check this out.
There.
A special St. Patrick's Day edition. Listen.
ASMR. I don't hear it fizzing though.
I'll have to add that in post edit.
Okay.
This is a extra stout.
Ooh. I have been to the Guinness factory in Ireland.
Really?
Yes. And my company reserved, I think, one floor of this place. You go in there after hours. And I'm not even kidding. It's like the Willy Wonka chocolate factory. There's escalators going everywhere to everywhere, up 5 floors. Awesome beer. I love Guinness. I gave up beer. I gave up alcohol for Lent.
I gave up Lent for Lent.
Okay. I can't
10
give
years
up.
ago.
It's 2 weeks into this. I'm just like, and then you're drinking a beer in front of me, and I'm like, I want a beer so bad. And then I got a text from a friend going, cheers, and there's the Jameson. I'm like, ah.
There you go.
Thanks. I can smell it from here over the Internet of Things. Thanks, Dave.
So did you get your pour certificate while you were at the Guinness factory?
My what?
They teach people how to pour a perfect Guinness, and you can get a certificate.
Oh. No, we were a sloppy mess of drinking as many Guinness as we possibly could because it was free. Well, it wasn't free; we paid for it, but it was like an open tap. In fact, there's this one area way at the top. It's this tiny small bar. It's got like 3 taps on it, and it was closed. But there was so many of us, we had nowhere to go. We decided to go up there, and it's a bit of a walk to get up there. And we just started using the taps. We got in trouble, but it's an amazing place. If you get a chance to go to Ireland, go there. There were drummers outside doing some drumming. It was really cool. Really awesome welcome. Great evening. But yeah, this is St. Patrick's Day episode. Before we get into the episode, today we're going to, if I can get to my notes, how many screens do I have? Today we're going to cover a couple things. So Dave and I have been doing this for about, this is our 7th episode.
Yep.
And we've learned a lot, and we've had a lot of questions about how we do this. So we're going to get into kind of some of the things we've learned so far in being able to create what do we call these vlogs? Some sort of YouTube channel show. I don't know what we call it, but
right.
Just do check this out as just, a vlog or something like that. I don't know. And then because it's St. Patty's Day, we're going to, as a special St. Patty's Day edition of.
Wait.
Edit that. I'm going to ruin it, aren't I?
No, it's never St. Patty. It's
geez.
I'm one of them. Fuck. Wait, no, you said Patty.
I knew there was going to be something that was going to.
Did you say it with a T or with a D?
Patty, Patty.
No. Patty with a T is a woman's name. P-A-D, Patty, is a man. So
all right, it's fine. I'm going to use the King's English. Ooh, that's probably not good either, is it? No. All right, so actually, let's edit that out. So, and then we've got this week we've got another edition of the Perfect Album that Dave is going to review.
Yep, looking forward to this one. That's been on my to-do list ever since we thought of this show.
How Irish are you, Dave?
That's funny. I think no matter what nationality or what your heritage is, you should be proud no matter what. But it seems like of all of the different heritages, is that right? Out there, people work the hardest to try to find their Irish connection. It's like, dude, my mom's side, fourth generation was from Budapest. It's like they try to find their link back to Ireland. But in my case, my mom's side, the Radigans are half Irish, pretty much. So we have firmly footed in the Irish heritage from the Roscommon County area of Ireland.
Hmm.
What about you?
Uh, I am, yeah, I love it. Everybody's a little bit Irish. Kiss me, I'm Irish. I mean, in fact, I even have a shirt upstairs that says "Kiss me, I'm Irish." It doesn't fit. I grew out of it. I didn't get it when I was 12, by the way. Um, I'm half Irish. My mother is 100% Irish. My grandparents on her side are 100% Irish. My grandmother would say, "Go wash your hands." So like the only word she would just speak regular, like just a US version of English, Midwestern English, and then this would just come out wash. I'm like, Mom, why does Mimi say wash? A little kid, I didn't know what the hell she was doing. But yeah, so I guess that makes me, because my dad's not Irish at all, so that makes me half Irish. So do you do anything special on St. Patrick's Day?
Um, Not really much anymore. I try to, at least have some corned beef at, minimum. I'll play, Irish music all day. Anywhere from the Dubliners to modern Irish punk, like Flogging Molly, and yeah, I do. I listen to music, and I try to play some on my mandolin right there. Um,
This was
it's
such a setup today, wasn't it? Just such a setup.
it just happened to be sitting there.
Right next to the Blarney Stone sign. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's right. You noticed
Oh, did
that?
that
Oh,
pop?
and what is that? A Flogging Molly album right there? Record? Yeah.
You know what you're
Yeah.
missing now. I'm gonna call you out on something here, Dave. You're not even wearing a green shirt.
Um, I am wearing a Flogging Molly shirt though.
Okay. So you wore the shirt. Nice. All right.
Got the snakes.
I'm just wearing a gray oversized t-shirt.
And what are you drinking? Because I'm drinking a Guinness.
I'm drinking Pure Life water from Nestle. We're not sponsored by Nestle, by the way, right now, but just it's actually refrigerated water.
You know that Lent is suspended on St. Patrick's Day.
So
It's a long-standing Catholic tradition that if St. Patrick's Day falls during Lent, which I think it always does, you're allowed to have a beer.
am I allowed to let go of my Lenten promise of abstination? That's not even a word. Abstaining from whatever it is I'm abstaining from. God damn, it looks good.
Only if it's alcohol.
It looks really good, Dave. That's a big can too. It's a really big can.
Yep.
I'm drooling a little bit. Okay. Promised myself I wouldn't drink.
Whenever I think of St. Patrick's Day, I think of back in our grade school days at St. Clement Catholic school, we had Father Murphy. He was a short little Irish priest, and I'm sure he would enjoy a Guinness every now and then. I don't know if you remember Saint Father Murphy. Well, you were an altar boy, weren't you?
Yeah, I was an altar boy.
Okay.
He was there for
he there?
sixth grade, I believe. In fact,
Six.
I think he was retiring the year that
Yeah.
I started going to St. Clement. So, but I do remember Father Murphy.
Yeah. For some reason, I always think about Father Murphy on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. All right. So that was a little bit of a obviously a segue, but it's for a reason, right? Today is St. Patrick's Day. We've recorded this. We pre-recorded this. We should probably have previously recorded or something like that. Anyways, we've recorded this with the intention of releasing it on St. Patrick's Day. So we wanted to talk a little bit about it. So I wanted to find out how I knew Dave was Irish. He knows I'm Irish. I just was wondering how Irish he was. And Yeah. Anyways, let's get into the rest of the episode. So let's cover what we've learned so far.
Hey, I think there's something screwy going on around here.
Every time you think you're weak in the nation.
We got a pretty long list of things we jotted down when we were planning this episode out. I think the first one, the most important thing, was just getting started and
Right.
having a script or a plan of what we're going to talk about. And that's kind of manifested itself into like using Google Share. We're using Google Drive, we're using Google Docs. So every week or every other week, we cut open a Google Doc and we just outline the things that we want to talk about so that we're not kind of, I don't know, what are we going to talk about? Like we have sometimes we do that, but Dave's editing makes it seem like we're not Beavis and Butthead. But really, having a plan, right? Having a plan on what we want to do.
Yeah, the Google Share Drive really helps out. If we were closer together, it would be much easier, and then we could film this in one room. But you're filming it from Georgia, and I'm in Michigan, so it kind of logistics makes it a little difficult to get together. And definitely having a shared Google Drive platform or something like that is a huge help.
Can you imagine what it would be like in person?
I don't know. You might be reaching for this if we were in person right now.
It would be gone. I would have already had one of those before we started recording. Yeah, we got to do it at some point. At some point, either you're going to come down to Georgia. David came down to Georgia. That's hilarious.
I do have a fiddle I could bring. I didn't put that out as a prop today, but yeah.
Well, hopefully you won't come down here in a bind and be way behind and looking to make a deal. Okay. Or I come up to Michigan. And we do this in person. That'd be great. And we'd get a guest speaker. We'll kind of do like one of those shows where like there's like 9 microphones like this in the room, and we're all kind of like headphones and talking like this real close to each other.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So having a plan or script. What are we going to cover next here on this list? This is a big one. This next subject is a big one. Everybody wants your money.
Yep.
I feel bad for Dave on the nights we upload the video to YouTube to have them scan for copyrighted material. Because if you've watched our episodes, pretty much every freaking show has some stuff in there that some publishing company wants to keep us from making money on it. And we'll be honest, we're not making any money right now. Like subscriber counts below 1,000, so we don't get to monetize anything, but they still make it a challenge for us to publish, right?
Like you said, we're not monetized on any of these videos yet. And at some point, when we do meet all the requirements, it's going to be some tough choices. So having that plan or script, really will pay off.
Yeah, it's the other part of that is just you've had to go back because you do all the post work. If those don't know, like Dave and I film this typically on Friday nights, and then Dave goes into 4 to 5 days of free time editing. And there have been times where he's had to like take things out, like whole sections, and you'll see in some of the videos, we've had to explain why there's no audio because we couldn't publish the video with some of the content in there. Some are taking a very hard line on it. What I find ironic about this, and there's so many talk tracks and videos out there about it, but I think Dave, either one of us is going to voice this, like it's ridiculous because some of the stuff we're talking about is over 20 years old and not relevant. And we're actually bringing relevance to some of this with our viewers and bringing back like people purchasing and downloading. For example, last week we did the perfect album, or the last episode was a perfect album. We had the Ben Folds 5. Like how many people downloaded Ben Folds 5 in the last 10 years? Probably not many. I'm not saying we're going to give them 1 million downloads, but like they're blocking that kind of stuff. It's ridiculous.
Right. And sometimes they'll flag it for a copyright where you can use it, but you just won't be able to make any money off it. And sometimes they flag it to where they won't allow you to even post the whole video. So you either have to remove that portion or not post your whole video. So do a little bit of research. That's another lesson is research some of the songs if you can, and see what you can and can't use.
Yeah. Sorry, Puff was on a soapbox there. It's just I feel for us having to do all this editing. I feel for Dave having to do all this editing. It's like not fun. So speaking of content and uploading and downloading or video editing, after the show, I get, because I own the Zoom account, I get a notification that the recording is done. We do it in the cloud, and then it's like a Rube Goldberg machine. I download the video, and then I upload it to our share drive so that Dave can download it and edit it and modify it and do all the posts, the cool stuff that you see every week. And then he uploads it back into that share drive. And then he either does that or we put it there so that we have a copy of it. It's not in our house, in case something happens. And then we upload it to YouTube. Well, either Dave or myself, we upload it to YouTube. And that's a pretty, you're waiting for a download and upload. And then there's the scanning of it that YouTube does. It takes a lot of time. And so you got to kind of make sure once you're done editing, it's not going to be up there and ready in minutes, right? You got to wait for the processing to finish before it's available. The one thing I thought would be a good feature for YouTube is if instead of us having to re-upload it to them, just like use a Google Drive link, because Google owns YouTube. You'd think that integration would be there. So I don't have to copy it over from my Google Drive or our Google Drive to YouTube. So, but yeah, there's a lot of copying around of the video content that has to take place in order to do this. So hope you've got some drive space or some cloud accounts to store it.
Mm-hmm. And going back to that copyright music, there are websites like there's one called Licked, and it's basically a repository. Yeah, that's what it feels like sometimes, I guess. It's a repository of music that you can purchase a license to use, a one-time use for your particular video. So, and that could range anywhere from a couple dollars per song up to, $100 or more to use one song one time for one video. But there are websites that, if you're doing well and have a lot of viewers, a lot of views, and you've got a decent income, it's worth finding websites like that link up with YouTube and allow you to use the license and use the music.
That's a good point. That's a real good one. Target audience, we haven't figured that one out yet. That's the thing. So find your target audience, but we don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like putting instead of a specific lure, you just throwing a worm and a bobber out there, hoping somebody bites, hoping somebody watches. Target audience is important, but I wouldn't want to limit it to just one demographic.
I think that kind of speaks to the show and what we do with the other videos that we put on our channel, right? We have this as a show where we get together and talk and exchange ideas, but we also are creating content, how-to videos. We're doing reaction videos. We're putting a bunch of different things out there because Dave and I don't just like one thing. We like a bunch of different things, right? So, and we're sharing that, and it's going to reach certain audiences with certain things we do, and others, will find something else that they find of interest. So, but yeah, target audience it's a tough one, and I don't know if we'll ever nail it down, right?
No, it'll probably change as our show evolves.
Yeah. One of the things we talked about was just looking at the analytics, what people have liked the most, which I think is interesting. We don't have to pay for this. Like Google gives you channel analytics, like how long people have been watching. You put a video out there and people only watch the first 4 minutes. You're like, well, we're missing something here. We got to figure something out, which ties to another one of our, lessons learned. But like being able to look at where people are getting linked into our video, no pun intended with the LinkedIn thing, but are they coming from Facebook? Are they coming from a link from somebody else? A Google search, a YouTube search, all those analytics play in. So we kind of figure out where the viewers are coming from. I don't know if we've never really kind of figured out, all right, now that we have this data, what's our strategy around this? But we did talk about getting out on Facebook and having a page out there, and we've done that. I think we should be opening up the Discord channel here at some point. In fact, I think we should probably do that. How about that? How about we do that this week, Dave? We release
Sure.
the Discord. Link to the Discord channel so you can join us. We've got a general chat session. If you're not familiar with Discord, perhaps you've used Slack at work. It's basically something similar to that. If you haven't used Slack before, it's just it's an online bulletin board system with a nice GUI.
I mean, if there's a specific question you want to ask about one of the videos, the best place would be a comment below the video. But if it's just a general chat, general questions, not anything specific, Discord would definitely be a way to go, or post on our Facebook page.
All right. So we'll, in the description for this this episode, we'll put out the link to the Discord channel. You can just download Discord and then join using the link to our channel. What else have we got here? Lessons learned. Let me see here.
So when we first started doing our videos, we named them, you know, the name of the show, Dude, Check This Out, Episode X, and then some of the things that we talked about. And they're long titles, not easily searchable. So, you know, we decided to follow what some of the more successful channels similar to ours are doing, and just name the show, or name the topics, put the topics in and as your title. So it's very specific when somebody is searching for either a specific band or a microphone or whatever, something that we might happen to talk about, they will, you know, this will show up in their search log, or their search
Search results.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe it's this
It could be the Guinness
extra stout getting to me already, being a lightweight drinker that I am.
That's right. Yeah. You're gonna be smashed.
Yeah.
That's a big drink. What was the other thing? I
It's
wanted
potent
to.
too.
What is the ABV on that?
5.6.
Oh man, you're gonna be schnockered.
Isn't that like an ice almost?
Be
Remember the ice
plowed.
beers? Remember when ice came out, the ice beer, the Molson Ice, and all the different ice beers was the big rage back in, like, I don't know, when was that?
Late or early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, right? Like just basically when we started to become of age of drinking. Well, that really ages us. Yeah, but
Yep.
like I a lot of people were like, that was great, but I have the massivest headache in the world. I'm so hungover and I had 3 beers. This is dumb. Like we're all hammered by 9 p.m. That's like not good, right?
We did it one night. We did the tour of the ices. So every ice beer that there was, and you know, in between we did shots. Yeah, it was a messy night. Sandbaggers.
Oh yes.
Shout out to local Centerline pub, Sandbaggers.
I've only been there a couple times. It's still there, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Nice. The next thing I think we had on our lessons learned, I think it's like the last thing on our list, isn't it? Or did we skip some stuff? No, we got a couple other things. Equipment. I get asked this a lot. I use this rig for Zooms with my customers for work and colleagues when we have team sessions and stuff. And I do get asked a lot, like, how did you set all that up? It must be really expensive. Like, and I've sent the gear list out to so many people, and I've yet to see another Rode microphone yet show up at work on a call. It's usually these Blue Yetis. There you go. Finally, somebody, Dave listened to me. But it's Blue Yetis and some other microphones. But and that's your choice. But like, it starts with like just this, and we're gonna have another video. I'm hoping to kind of put together this week, so that in a week or so we can have a follow on to this episode. But it's a how-to on just how to get started with some of this vlogging, or stuff that Dave and I are doing online, right? And it starts with just a little simple microphone preamp and a microphone that you plug in here, and how you can connect that to your computer to get that all working is something we're going to cover in that episode. So a plug for another episode, but we do get asked a lot about that. Then there's the you can't see it right now, but the lighting. Like, Dave, what kind of lighting setup do you have?
I have a ring light, and I have just a regular desk light kind of pointing off into a different direction. I have a lava lamp, and then I've got some backlight LEDs that kind of,
Oh,
light
yeah.
up the wall back there, and it slowly changes colors. See, there it goes, purple and red.
Cool.
So yeah, just some
Lighting.
mood lighting.
Ample lighting. Another one. I'm gonna switch to a different camera. So I've got I just put this down there to see how it's gonna go for this episode. It's a lightsaber. No, I'm kidding. It's an LED strip. And it's not it's on the floor because it's freaking bright. It was supposed to be up on that shelf right there. So I do have some other lights. I've got 6 LED can lights that are there. That thing behind me just to add some backlighting. And then I also too have a halo because I'm angelic like that. But that's the lighting rig I got for me here. And as you've just noticed, I've got a couple cameras. Camera 1, camera 2, camera 3. Oh, camera 3. What happened to camera 3? Okay, and then the last one is just how long the show should be. As long as you want.
As long as you can hold somebody's attention. If you're engaging and people are engaged, it can be as long as, it takes. But a lot of people have attention spans of squirrels, and you want to grab them and try to keep them as long as you can, because that's one of the metrics is viewer time. And in order to get your videos or your channel monetized, you have to have 1,000 subscribers, and the second one is, I think, 4,000 total hours of video time, viewing time in 1 year. And after you reach those goals in 1 year, then you become monetized, and then they can start placing ads and start getting paid.
Getting paid. I was going to check real quick just to see if we have, what are our stats? Where is
Is it something you can share or not really?
let me close. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. So this is our stats page or channel dashboard. When you get set up, you get this view, and so you can look at analytics. This is just an overview. We've had 205 views in the last 28 days. We have 23 subscribers right now.
Are we to 1,000?
Yeah, we need to get to 1,000. Yeah. Total watch time is 26 hours. So out of all the videos we have, total 26 hours of that content has been watched. And I mentioned earlier, like reach. So like click-through impressions, people actually clicking on certain things is one. Initial impressions, so the likes, and I think, is it the likes? I can't remember this one. But the other thing is, like, I don't go into the details on this, so we could be here all day. It's probably a whole video series, but like they do give you reasons or some information behind the statistic that they're gathering. And yeah, so that's an analytics page for us. So I wanted to show you that's available to you once you create your own channel. All right. Was there anything else we had to cover on that, on things we learned?
Like I said, we tried the live guitar thing with what was that program we tried?
Jamulus.
Yeah, that didn't. It was close. It was fun to mess with. Oh boy. Yeah. So live guitars, as much as we'd like to play some stuff for you, it's proving to be a challenge right now. Maybe we can figure that out later. If anybody has any good suggestions on how you can play real time over Zoom or whatnot, please post a link in our comment below.
Please, we'd like to be able to jam together. We're 80 milliseconds apart.
Right.
How far away are you? We're doing it network latency. That's how far we're measuring it. Not 8 hours away by car or 13 hours away by car. We're 80 milliseconds by packet.
That's nerd talk. I have no idea what that means.
It is nerd talk. All right. What's our what do we got next year?
Well, for St. Patrick's Day, it's Sláinte.
Sure. Yes. Cilantro. Wow, very Irish packed episode this week.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what we get in post for.
So we have a perfect album, and it is my turn.
And now for something
It's your turn.
completely different.
Sit back and relax and watch. It's great.
This is just a coincidence that I chose this album for St. Patrick's Day, because when we first started thinking about doing the show and come up with that segment, I had 3 albums in mind, and this was one of them. So today's perfect album is Drunken Lullabies by I'm muffling my voice like this. There, hold it like this. By Flogging Molly.
Perfect.
So this is their 2002 album. This album, I don't know where to begin. It's got some great songs on it, but first I'm gonna talk a little bit about the band. Dave King, the lead singer, he was born in Dublin. This album touches on his childhood in a war-torn Ireland, and the terrorism involved with fighting Northern Ireland. A lot of the subject matter is about freedom, political struggle. Dave King is the lead vocals, acoustic guitar. He plays a lot of the string stuff, spoons even. The borin, which is Irish type drum. Bridget Regan, who is his wife, she's from Detroit and was a session fiddler out in LA. She also plays the tin whistle and uilleann pipes, which is some people call them the Irish bagpipes. But it starts out with the song Drunken Lullabies, and going to see these guys multiple times, when this song comes on, just picture the whole crowd just bouncing at the in time to the song, just the whole song. It's just Drunken Lullabies, What's Left of the Flag. That's basically with them fighting back and forth, just, well, what's ever left of the flag, raise it for me. If I Ever Leave This World Alive is a really, really cool song. And there's a couple, one or two, I think one traditional song, The Rare Old Times. I'd highly recommend that song, especially if you have Irish heritage. Really cool. But this whole album, top to bottom, I can listen to it, and it's on my stay list. I have multiple different playlists, but I have a stay list that if I just putting on music in general, this whole album, all their stuff is on it. So I would highly recommend. But yep, Drunken Lullabies, my perfect album.
Nice. Awesome. That's it.
I guess it is.
I'm trying to figure out which camera I need to go to now. Well, that's it.
This
That's it.
camera. Tell me what's your.
Well,
oh, that's a hot one.
Camera 3 is down. Rest in peace, camera 3.
Yeah.
All right. That's it.
So, Drunken Lullabies, show number 7. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Drink responsibly. Like, share, subscribe. Slancha.
Slancha.
Always have to be Lucky Charms, the crunchy old cereal with a rainbow of marshmallow surprises. Pink hearts, yellow moons, orange stars, green clovers, and blue diamonds. Part of this good nutritious breakfast. Oh, they're coming. I'll make a snowmobile and zoom away.
Frosted Lucky Charms.
They're magically delicious.
Stop touching that.
There is a God.
Dave, stop touching that.
First of all, we had no idea what volume was like on a stage. We just would go loud, louder, louder. You go louder, you go louder. And then the
Right.
drummer would come in and you'd be like, fuck, we all gotta be louder, louder. You know? And
Yeah. And when you're like working with the sound guy, I always backed off my guitar's volume about 3 or 4, just so that he thought it was full. So when we started, turn it all the way up.
yeah, it's just Line 6 never did it for me. And I got rid of it and went to the Pro Sonic. Well, actually, no, that was that. Remember that Mesa Boogie piece of shit?
Oh yeah, the dual rectifier or something like that.
Yeah, we had it.
There's a rack mount.
Had a guy just clean it up because it was old, and we had him clean it up. And I remember the first show it smoked out, and then that was Brian was like, "Dude, you got to get an amp. You got to get an amp." So that's where I got the Pro Sonic. So,
What are you doing, Dave? It's God. I need a voice modulator.
something that like puts it lower.
You sure?
Also, I put asterisks next to the concerts where I got laid.
Right. I didn't notice. Is there any of them?
No, just thought I'd point that out. That I put
All
them
right.
in my mind. Sorry, I went on. We're almost at an hour and we haven't even started the fucking episode.
Want to get going?